Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Cocktail Hour featuring the hosts of PS Best Friends. I'm your host, Anthony Palm. As always, we have Jeffrey Mizrahi and Miguel Alvarez. How you guys doing this week?
What up, what up, what up?
Hi.
Nice.
So this show, if you're new to the show, this is the second episode of Cocktail Hour. It's going to be pretty different from our main PS Best Friends podcast. This is going to be us. We're going to be kind of talking about whatever we want to talk about. This week, I think we got a couple topics to talk about. Sometimes we might be a little more free-flowing, but let's get into it. Jeffrey, you had something you want to talk about. Miguel, you had something you want to talk about. And I have a question I want to ask you guys later, too. So, Miguel, you go first because I know you mentioned it last night.
All right.
Well, quick before any topic,
I think mine's
you guys
a little bit
notice
more
my
serious, so I don't know if Jeffrey wants to start.
I got to start, but I got new glasses from Warby Parker.
Them, but
yeah, because they're the same color.
You should get them like bright red or something. We'll probably notice that.
Yeah, I guess this for listeners, it's
like the tiger stripe kind of ones.
No, what's it called? I think tortoise might be the color. It's a name.
Tortoise shell.
Like, the brown like caramel colors. I wanted smaller glasses, smaller frames, so they fit in my PSVR headset better. But
that's the problem with these.
Yeah, they block, and it's just like that's the one thing. Like everyone's always talking about what's holding VR back. I'm like, yo, I gotta wear glasses, and man, fucking annoying.
PSVR is actually pretty good with glasses. Even these, it's okay. But like I've used my friend's Oculus, it's impossible for me to wear.
You still get light coming in with big glasses. You still get a little bit.
Oculus, it's just so tight, like it hurts my head.
Yeah. But no, what I was gonna say is I started a new internship, and I was gonna ask you guys, what are your thoughts on the old office friendships? I don't know. This is where I stand. I feel like if you're trying to get work done in an office, there's no room for fraternizing. There's no room for just asking about the kids, you know? I feel like that's such a waste of time.
I can't wait for this. I'm so excited that you brought this up. Let's go.
Go.
Right.
What are your thoughts? Because if the American workforce worked 100% of the day and didn't just go to the water cooler and just have nonsensical conversations about Bitcoin with other coworkers, like I feel like so much would get done and we would be so productive. What's your take?
Okay, I've been working in an office setting for about 3 years now. Cubicle, the works, basically Office Space, the movie. And that argument is abso-fucking-lutely bullshit. And I don't want to hear a fucking peep from you.
Why?
Because that's such bullshit. Because no matter how much work you do, you're never going to be busy 8 straight hours a day in any career except unless you're building a fucking building. All right? So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you should bullshit and you should not do
driving.
Yeah, like you text us while driving all the time. And then you're like...
I don't do that, dude. Come on, dude.
Do it within moderation. But saying don't talk to anyone at all and have no friends at work, that you'll drive yourself fucking insane. I was depressed for a fucking
that's probably only the biggest argument against me is that be pretty boring. But
so is your
it's just
in a cubicle type of scenario?
It's kind of like, I guess, in an open office area. It's like you'd have like a table, but there's like there's two computers on it, you know. So not everyone's in their own cubicle. It's more
now there is the other side. I do know what you're saying. There's a couple of people in my office who will remain nameless, despite the fact that they don't listen to this anyways. That it's like when all you're doing is taking smoke breaks, then it's like, all right, fucking chill. But to say don't talk, don't like have friends at work. That's like, or don't make.
No. I disagree with it in a lot of ways also, but I think it's just so funny how it's like so much could get done. You know, like you're saying, like even if you're working 8 hours a day, there's not enough work. Like I feel like
what? How old are you again?
Turning 22 in a couple weeks.
Is it your first like office type of job?
No, I've worked in the office since I was 16. Summer internships and shit.
Interesting.
And always, because I guess because I'm there for shorter time.
How was it before to now then? Were you like more trying to actually have friends and stuff like that?
Oh no, it was always that.
Or still the same?
I'm only working, because I only did like summer internships. So like I'm only working here 3 months. I don't give a shit to know about your kids. Like, just let me do like I literally listen to just 50 episodes of Podcast Beyond in like a month. Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ.
my boss would give me work. Okay, here's the work. I got to do it. I'll put on headphones.
So
and
you're
do the
there
work.
to do work, to work.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't
it's work.
That's fine. Like I'm all for that. But I
So
do
if
that.
someone-
And I still have time to bullshit with Doug about fucking sports. You know what I mean? Or I talk to Henry about video games.
So
You find time to, you know what I mean? Like you'll go out of your mind. Like if it's a full-time job, like you're not.
I guess
like,
it's much different if it's
see what you're
full-time.
saying. Like,
It's much
I just see
different
what
if it's
you're saying,
full-time.
where if you're only there for 3 months, you're like, just fucking leave me alone. Let me go home. But
So
when
you're telling
there,
me-
like, when you're there indefinitely,
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
find
true.
ways-
That's true.
You got to find ways to break up the monotony. Like Henry and
I'm
I
with
would,
that.
both of us play Switch every lunch break. You know what I mean? Like
Question
you got to find break
for
it up.
you, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So let's just say, a random guy goes to you and like wants to start a conversation with you.
Hold on, why
and,
does Miguel casually just have like a hook knife?
For listeners,
was,
Miguel is holding a knife the entire time.
Yeah, I'm
like,
doing some cleanup on my hands. Don't worry
What's
about it.
going on?
That's what happens when
Um,
you're working the gym and well, you can't notice them, but you gotta do
Miguel's, I
some
think, showing
cleanup.
callus to this
Yeah.
hand calluses. Wait, what were you saying?
What the fuck was I saying? Oh, so someone just randomly just goes to you and wants to start a conversation with you, where you're gonna tell them, "I'm working. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to. You have kids. I don't care. Get the fuck out of here. I'm working."
I
And you
mean,
just
I
put your
actually,
headphones on
I
and
can
that's
see
it.
him being like the dad from fucking Step Brothers, where he's just like, "Shut the fuck up."
no, because if a higher up talks to me, then it's full.
I'm not
excuse.
saying higher up. I'm saying anyone. Just
Someone comes over like, "Oh yeah,
Well,
sports."
I'm an intern at the bottom of the literal barrel. Anyone that works there is already above
Got a
me.
couple interns this. this
you know what I'm trying to
Um,
ask you, dude. Now, don't play it.
No, but I don't know. Personally, I'd be if a guy came over, I would kind of just like I give classic like BS answers. I don't know if I'm actually interested in the conversation, I'd have it. But I don't know the whole friends with work people. I guess no, because I've never done full time, so that's probably the big difference.
That's the difference.
But, yeah, I'll update you guys back when I get a full time job.
When, if
Hopefully this spring. Honestly, I'm graduating soon, so I'm better.
that Bobby
at something.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see. Rock shrimp. Sign
so,
an
Miguel,
NDA.
what did you want to talk about? Because
So
you mentioned something
it
last.
starts from here. It starts from here.
Yeah.
It actually kind of connects what I wanted to talk about, which is funny. So I used to be the opposite of Jeffrey in my other jobs when I started working full time.
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah, of course, bro. You know how it is. And I used to be really friendly and stuff and make friends and fucking go out sometimes, party or whatever. And until I trusted people so much that it costed me, I guess. It screwed me over in a way. And it got hard for me to trust people, just to trust people, or even to be out there and socialize with people. Because every time that I started talking to someone and I started getting comfortable, like in the back of my head, it was just like, they're gonna fuck you over. Remember what happened last time? It's like in my head, just thinking about it. So like I'm now how Jeffrey is. Like, I don't give a fuck. You could go over there. You have kids. Fuck your kids. I don't care. I don't want kids. So
yeah, I guess
I
it's
turned.
fortunate that I don't have a lot of people that are like, "Hey, look at my kids." Like, there's not a lot of that in my office specifically. So at least there's that for me.
Well, not really the kids talking, but fucking Bitcoin. Don't even talk to me about Bitcoin.
It was so funny.
Um,
One person tried to bring up Bitcoin in my office, and everyone shut them down. They're like, "Don't
That's
even
funny.
bring this up."
So what happened with me was that, like I said, I was really friendly, and I turned into this fucking asshole. Pretty much. When I start, it's like, can I bring up what happened a couple days ago with us?
Yeah, why not? Whatever.
All right, Jeffrey, you're okay with it?
The Patreon?
No,
When
The
we
Mason-
both told him to chill out about trolling us.
yeah.
Oh, yes. Go.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck it was. Yeah, but it happens with me like a lot, and I don't realize that I'm doing it until it happens, and sometimes it's too late, and like the relationship, it goes that far that it's like there's no point of going back. For whatever reason. So you guys, I don't know, you guys were talking about what? The NAC games, I think? The NAC,
I think I was like knack is poop or something like that.
Yeah, and I was like, I was trolling you, right? I mean,
you were just breaking balls.
Yeah, I was breaking your balls, and I do it to Jeffrey like a lot too. And I remember who started saying like, "Hey man, you need to chill down" or whatever. Like you're taking it way too far. And I was like, "All right, whatever." And I remember what the fuck I said. I said something about I wasn't gonna talk to you guys until the weekend or something.
Yeah, you said you'll put yourself in timeout as well.
Yeah, for the week, and then I was like, but that's what I do when it's like it doesn't go my way. I just like, oh fuck you guys, you know. But I don't realize it until like later, and sometimes it's too late. And that happened because, like you, Jeffrey was saying, like you sometimes, especially in workplaces, you can't get too close to someone, or you think that you're friends with someone. Because if you rely to them, you rely on them too much, they're gonna end up fucking you over most of the time. I guess you gotta be more careful to choose your friends, I guess.
I see what you're saying. I think that specific incident with us, I don't even think it was that big a deal.
Oh, it wasn't a big a deal. It's just
but I see what you're saying though.
Like it has happened to me that I'm really like people that I meet or whatever, we become friends or whatever, and I turn into this fucking asshole. That I'm trying not to be that guy, but it happens.
Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
It's because of what happened to me years ago. That people just fuck me over, dude. And every time that I'm getting too close, it's like in my back of my head. Like I don't realize it, but I could see it after it happens. Like what I'm doing, like I'm trying to push people away from me, and they're not asking like, "Hey, what's going on?" But they're not trying to fuck me over. They're just trying to be like nice to me and like, "Hey, what's going on?"
It's
but
almost
I'm like, yeah, it's like a defensive mechanism, and I'm thinking they're trying to fuck me, and they're not. But it gets to the point that it's just too late, and it's just like there's no like, you're just being an asshole to me now. It's like, why should I go back and talk to you again?
I don't have much experience in that, but I'm just thinking. I feel like a good way to, I guess, combat that would be, I guess, taking things slow in terms of reacting. So kind of think over the intent of what other people are trying to say, and then how your response would come across.
It's easy to say that, but then
it's easy. But you don't like. I'm telling you, like I don't realize it when it happens until days or fucking weeks later.
No,
I'm like, oh fuck.
That too. I've had similar things happen to me too, where sometimes you can get so close to someone that you don't realize when you're being a dick because you think that they're just cool because you're so close, and then they'll really be like, "Dude, stop being a dick," and you're like, "Oh, I thought that was."
And you don't realize it until they tell you.
Right.
And sometimes it's just too late.
I've been on the receiving end and on the end of being the one doing it before, so I can definitely feel that, and that I think you bringing that up actually kind of helps understand like why, like in the past, like if we've had a spat where like you were breaking our balls and we're like, dude, what the fuck? Like
I'm trying to do it. Like I told you guys that when you guys were telling me, like I think it's funny to me, like it's fucking hilarious, but I get that it's not for you guys, or it might not be, but I don't know, something that clicks in my head that I feel like I have to do it. And we could go into the bullying about me being a bully or whatever, but I can't. I used to be bullied when I was a kid, and I think it happened to all of us until a certain point that, I mean, they used to call me Piggy, a fucking pig, Piggy. It was. I'm not going into that, but I just got to the point I got tired and I just fucked them over. Then I just fucking started punching my way out of there.
No, I was the same way.
That's one way that I got out.
I mean that's probably the reason I talked a lot of shit in high school is because I got bullied so much in middle school.
Same here.
I feel you on that one.
Like, did you ever got bullied, Jeffrey? Or were you?
Not really.
Or you were one of the cool kids.
I was really awkward as fuck up until like college, and even like freshman year of college, I was still awkward as fuck.
I was never really like cool kid or bullied because I always kind of like
Or
owned
just
it.
in the middle?
Yeah, I guess I was in the middle, but like in the sense that
It's a good place to be, especially in school.
like yeah, you can
Those years.
make fun of Miz, my last name, like because he's a nerd or whatever. But it's like I'll be like, yeah, well, you want to come over and play some Mario Kart? Let's go. And like there'd be like enough kids
I
that
could picture
that wouldn't be. Yeah, like I would always do my stupid shit through elementary, high school, and it would just kind of be like, it's not he's a loser or a cool kid. It's like, oh yeah, he's just like doing his thing, I guess. Yeah, I get it. I know I get what you're saying. Because I feel like I was on the dealing end of, I guess, bullying. You could say like the bully end. But like like you're saying, like it was just like, oh, I thought we were just joking around, shit like that. I nicknamed the kid Jizz, and that stuck. And that I think he owned it. I'm pretty sure he signed his name on. I was looking at my old yearbook recently, and she signed it Jizz.
I mean, that's not that bad. I mean,
that's a little bad.
You want to know the funniest thing? His name was Al Mizrahi, and my name's Jeffrey Mizrahi. So
no relation.
Logistically, no relation. Logistically, I should be the Jizz. You take the J from the thing, but I made him Jizz. Quickly 180 that fast.
So he was jizzing on you.
You're a fucking scumbag.
No, but it's like, oh, does that have any weight? Like Miz calling you a nickname because he's just like he's doing his own stupid thing. I don't know. I think in my school at least,
last name calling him Jizz has nothing to do with his name at all.
Well, it sounds like Miz. Yeah, I think like from where I came from, like we all like had our I guess like weaknesses or like things you can make fun of us about. Like we used to make fun of, this is so like old now and I would never do it, but like we used to call like in 4th grade the kids who would talk to the girls gay. Like, oh, look at this gay loser.
When I was growing up, there was another thing, dude. We used to call people fucking gay all the time.
Yeah.
And we didn't thought about it until like later on when you start growing up, like, oh, you can't say gay now. I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Well, there was a good commercial where it was Wanda Sykes and she overhears someone calling someone else gay and she's like, do you mean that? And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, what do you mean when you call someone gay? And they're like, oh, we mean like
just gay.
Like, they're like, well, then say dumb, don't say gay. So I get that. I mean, I grew up in an area.
Shouts out to Macklemore's song for laying that down.
Fag and gay, they were used a lot too. And
a lot.
It's one of those things where like my story is kind of similar to Greg Miller, where I met someone in college and they kind of explained like, hey, like it's not cool to use that like terminology anymore. Like use a different word that better fits what you're trying to say. And it kind of went from there. And so I learned, and I'm not going to say I don't slip and say it just because that's just what I've like words like that I've been saying my whole life. But anytime I say it, I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Like,
yeah.
And it goes back to, there was the whole thing with PewDiePie where, I mean, I know he said some bad shit, but people were like, oh, well, I think it might have even been, what's his name? No Clip.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Dwyer.
Where he was like, racist slips are telling. And I was like, but are they? Like, sometimes it's just something that you used to say a lot and you know it's wrong and you say it by accident and then you feel real shitty about it. Like, that happens to me sometimes. But I feel like sometimes, like PewDiePie maybe is just a racist. I don't know. I mean, I would hate to write anyone off.
I mean, the reason why it's different with PewDiePie is because he doubled down on it, where he called him an N-word, and then he used another synonym as what he was saying with the N-word. And he's like, oh no, he's being an asshole. Like.
Do you guys know the friends that he hangs out with?
No, but I mean, like
it depends on that stuff too, dude.
I'm not quick to completely label someone a racist. Like someone that is like blatantly saying like using it as a really bad racial slur and saying they want to kill them or something like that, then clearly that person's a racist. But if someone says like, I don't know, it for me, it's like I need to analyze like who that person is before I just flat out write them off as a racist, So, and again, I try my best to not use words like that. I mean, I don't use the N-word, but like words like gay and fag, I really, really try my best not to say them. People that are close to me really don't like the use of the word retard. So I try to kind of hold back on that as well, because that's another word that you just really shouldn't say. But it's tough when you were raised a certain way and they're like, you can't just delete them from your vocabulary, and you try as long as you're actively trying. I feel that's the most important part. Is you're trying to not kind of
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you're a white guy singing a song, and in the lyrics you start saying nigger or nigga or whatever, like
that's
is that
the age-old question on
it's like, I don't
can
get
you
that.
say the
It's like,
N-word
and
at
music,
a concert?
you're able to say it all the time, and it's okay. But if you step out of that, it's not. Like, I don't get it. Like,
I know a lot of people that
okay to use it. And
I know a lot
not.
of people that disagree. Say that even if you're a white guy, you can't say N-word at a concert when singing along
It's so
songs.
Stupid, dude.
I mean,
I'd say you're allowed to. I don't know how much authority I have.
You have zero
I do it because I really don't care. My belief that everyone's racist.
So
everyone has a period of time that says something or means something. Obviously, they're not gonna do anything about it, but there's always some time that you're gonna say something that is
going
racist.
Back to whether or not it's okay to say it or not. This is actually a kind of an interesting story. When I used to work, drinking a Narragansett. When I used to work at Target, I used to work in the back room, and there was a lot of multicultural people in the back room with me, and everyone would call each other the N-word with an A at the end, and I just never did it. I found other words that I was able to use, and it's not like it was a chore. It's just like I just chose to yo dude instead of yo whatever. Like I didn't think it was that big of a deal to just not use it and to just not even have to have the conversation, because it's like why do I have to use that word?
Yeah, it's okay. Let me like I usually say like amen or hey bro. That's what I use like a lot, like amen, hey bro instead of that.
I personally chose to take the conversation, to not make them have that conversation of is it okay for this white guy to say that? I just took it out of the equation.
Okay, now let me say this: we're not African American or whatever, but when they're telling me, I have friends that are, and they still have like no clue, but I ask them like, hey, so we can't use that word, but you can and use it all the time with your friends. Why, if you guys are telling me that it's bad, why do you guys keep using it? And I get the like, oh, it's our word now.
Yeah, the reclaiming.
But the kids are still hearing it when they're growing up. So they're going to keep using it. We're still going to have the same problem later on.
I understand.
Like, why not just cut it?
But it's just not my place to tell them whether or not they should.
Oh, I know it's not. But I'm like.
I understand that argument, though. Definitely.
It's like, if you guys want it out from just people or all, just don't mention it and keep it as it's a bad word. Don't use it.
I remember one time in the back room at Target, I was everyone was like singing their favorite songs or whatever, and I did "Give Me the Loot" by
nice.
And everyone was like, "This fucking white kid is singing this song right now." It was funny. Like they were laughing at it. It was funny.
You're the entertainment. Interesting, thought-provoking. You get deep here.
Yeah, so we'll shift gears a little bit. I have a question for you guys because I don't remember if it was before we recorded the PS Best Friends podcast for this episode or in between or if it was during. I don't remember when it was. I think we were talking about JT's that new record.
Oh, okay.
And Miguel said, I don't trust either of you guys' authority on music. I wanted to...
Jeffrey, for sure not, because he doesn't listen to hip-hop or rap.
I mean, JT's new album isn't hip-hop.
I know that I was messing around.
But my question is, do you guys actively or passively listen to music?
I listen to music a lot, like a lot.
But do you actively listen to it or do you passively listen to it? Do you have it on
what do you mean?
Define that for me real quick.
Okay. Preliminary question. Are you guys musicians?
No,
I cannot play. I bought a guitar, but I cannot play it for shit.
Okay. So then this question, I guess, is a little different then, because I'm a musician. So I would say I actively listen to music. Can you play
something
right now?
I mean, do you play guitar or something?
Oh yeah, I play guitar, bass, drums. I do vocals.
Okay. Talented motherfucker. Okay.
I was in a death metal band called Golden Gate Freefall, and So for me, when I listen to music, I feel like I overanalyze a song. Like sometimes I'm listening to a song, I'll be like, that guy didn't hit the right note, or this is way over processed.
See, I can notice when stuff like that it happens though. Like this is like
so you pay more attention to a song than just you have it on.
Yeah. Like I pay attention to some stuff. It's not like I'm just put it on and I just want to listen it. Sometimes, especially like depends on a certain album. Like I listen to it and I listen and I try to hear what they're trying to like, even on the melody of the song or whatever. I'm trying to
Okay, so
see and feel it.
That's what I would consider active listening versus like passive listening is you listen to music and then it's just
Like
you're kind of it's kind of just going like you're receiving it, but you're not thinking about it. It's just, oh, this is music, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like even with music, even with music that's like chill wave, I guess you would call it. It's like dubstep, but like without the crazy beats. Like it's just like the more relaxing type stuff, like Black Mill. I don't know if you listen to Black Mill. Even that type of stuff, I end up over analyzing it. Or even like there's a lot of video game music on Apple Music, which is actually really awesome. Shout out to them. Celeste's soundtrack is on there. Valhalla's soundtrack is on there. Stardew Valley. There's like a real lot of good video game music on Apple Music. But even a lot of that stuff, I'll be listening to it, and I'll listen to like different layers and the different instruments and like the way that they the way, like I listened to the way it was recorded. I listened to like Yoko Shimomura, who did the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack. She just recently did like a waltz version, like a piano version of select tracks from the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack.
Okay.
And I'll listen to like the differences in the original version versus the way she plays it on piano, and she changes keys in the point that it doesn't originally change, and she changes tempo at the end, and there's a lot of so I find myself like for music, for me, it's hard for me to listen to music while I work, because the music tends to distract me, even if there's no words to it, because it's just I'll start thinking about like, oh, that melody is really cool, or they change key in that spot, or
I don't have that problem.
Went from a 4/4 to a 3/4 tempo, and then back to a 4, and it's like
I don't have that problem because I drive, so I'm able to focus on the music a lot more than you are, because you're obviously doing something.
That's a good point.
You need your attention, but when I'm driving, I have music on, whatever it is, and I'm like paying attention to it and trying to figure out some stuff in the song or the lyrics or whatever it is. So I don't know, Jeffrey, do you like, are you active or passive?
Yeah. I mean, at first when you said active or passively, I thought you meant like people who actually like seek out music, or people who just like listen to the radio, whatever's on the radio.
No. That's,
yeah, no, but in terms of this,
did I describe like what I meant? Well,
yeah.
Thank you,
God. It's like I guess I do like I know what, like if the music's like, oh, this doesn't sound like right, or this doesn't sound good, but I can't really like explain that any farther than that, because I don't know music theory and all that stuff. Miguel's just showing a gift to the screen, and I can't read the text.
The letters can't read. Like it says, will you slap your best friend for $1 million? And it's just the guy just fucking destroying the guy.
Visualize that meme at home.
It's hilarious. But you were saying?
Yeah, I can't really like pinpoint like, oh, this album sounds weird because they're using too much B chord, like like shit like that. But and I guess, and I don't. And I mean, what you're saying with listening to music while doing work, I can't listen to lyrics while doing any work. Yeah. I mean, I for like high school finals, I pretty much listened to Brian Altano's Misanthrope almost exclusively. That's a great album.
When I'm doing like an essay or something, when I was doing stuff like that, music helped me a lot. Like just
with lyrics?
With lyrics. No, like I'm singing and it's just typing stuff and it's coming out. I don't know.
I type the lyrics like I'd be
it's not that, but I'm typing what I have to do.
Yeah.
But I'm singing and everything, and it's, I don't know, it's just like it calms me and it relaxes me and I'm able to think better or whatever it is.
I can't do that. Which is funny because I multitask in every other way. Like I listen to podcasts while playing video games, but like you put on a song.
I don't do that anymore either, because even I feel like it'll make me notably worse at a game. Like if I try to play Call of Duty with a podcast on in the background, I'm bad at Call of Duty as it is.
Oh, there's certain things like that, like a game like that, like a first-person shooter that I'm really into, like COD or whatever. I cannot have like music around me. Really? I need to I gotta put everything on it. Like I gotta hear the footsteps, and I gotta hear someone calling out. Like I don't know, I'm sure you notice when someone's close to you, like your opponent, and sometimes they like say something or whatever. Like the character, you're able to hear it. So I need to like hear all that stuff. I can't listen to something else.
I must have trained myself or something because like I'm
it
way
depends
better
on the game too, dude.
listening to podcasts or something.
Yeah, it does depend on the game.
It depends on the game. If you're just like fucking playing, let's just say Destiny, and you're just farming stuff or whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, you could put something on. Who cares? You're just farming whatever it is to get more stuff to upgrade something. So it's like, it depends on the game. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, for me, in terms of game, it's pretty much anything that's single player and doesn't have cutscenes. Okay. I listen to a podcast.
Let me ask you this,
which is a shame because I want to listen to Celeste, but I'm on the train and I'll listen to the Celeste soundtrack. But I had like a podcast on that I was trying to get through while in handheld mode.
Interesting. Question for you, Jeffrey. So when you listen to an album or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, I don't like this," how do you go with it? Like, you don't like it just because you don't like it, or you don't like it? Is there a reason for you not to like the game? The album or the song.
I mean, it really boils down to like taste, I guess, in the end, where it's like, and hooks, where it's like, oh, this is hooking with me, so like,
okay,
I'm gonna stick with this album.
Interesting.
But and then the inverse, even like a new album from a band I like, could just sound bad, and it's like, this doesn't sound like what I want to listen to, so I will not listen to it. It's not really that complex when it comes down to the whys, you know.
How often does it happen when one of your favorite bands, if they make an album that immediately isn't something that's typical of them? So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm a huge Linkin Park fan. Like, I've been a fan of them since Hybrid Theory. I have their pre-Hybrid Theory EP with all their songs that no one's ever heard. Mm-hmm. And when Minutes to Midnight came out, everyone was like, "This is weird. Like, this is different." And it was different, but I gave it I guess Minutes to Midnight isn't that big of a... So the album after that, Minutes to Midnight was different, but I feel like it was actually generally well received. The album after that, it was totally whack. Like, totally, like, everyone's like, what the fuck are they doing? And I listened to it, and I kind of told myself, like, just give it a chance. Like, just give it a shot. And so are you the type of person where if a band totally changes styles, are you just like, nah, I'm not into it? Or are you the type of person to be like, let me see if I'm into this new style too? Because I feel like with Linkin Park especially, almost every album they have after Meteora, because Meteora and Hybrid Theory kind of go hand in hand with that kind of nu metal vibe, but after Meteora, every record they had was totally its own thing. Like, you could listen to just one of any of their later records and be like, this is the style of this band. And then you listen to another album and you're like, this is totally different. Like, this is totally, totally different. And I love that about them. And then there's other bands like Thrice, where Thrice, they got a little more dad rock than they got. But, I mean, I love Thrice too.
Yeah, now their songs are very religious. I mean,
they are kind of preachy, like.
Yeah. I mean,
it really was their last album that was like that. It was really just the last album.
Because when the lead singer went on his solo album, that he like made it like a Christian rock album pretty much. But no, if it's a band I like, I normally would give the new album the benefit of the doubt like several times over. But it usually turns out like just the way I am. Like, I'm always like, the early shit was way better type of guy. It's like I mean, there are outliers, but I normally always cling to like the first few albums of bands I like. But like, you know, Revival came out, Eminem's new album, and that album sucked from my first listen. But it's like, I love Eminem so much, like, you know, I'll listen to this 10
that
times
was bad, dude.
To see if it's really bad.
Revival?
Yeah,
I liked Revival.
Oh, dude, I hated it.
No. Recovery is the one I liked.
Recovery is one of my favorite albums.
That's the one I liked.
What's the latest one?
Revival's the latest one.
That one sucks, in my opinion.
I do not.
That one's
like it.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that.
I could have listened to that once and then dropped it, but I'm like, I give Eminem enough credit, so I'm going to listen to this a lot of times and see if it sticks. And it's been like a month, and it just hasn't.
See, the difference with me with music, and I guess this mentality has bled over to other mediums, but with me being a musician, if I don't like something, for me to say something sucks, it's like, well, I don't like it. Who knows who does like it? You know,
well, of course, why, like, what I'm saying right now is all my opinion.
I'm not even talking about
it sucks. It's just for me.
It's just me personally. I'm not saying you guys should or shouldn't feel like this. But for me personally, like I said, being a musician or being a content creator, I tend to say, like, I would rather say I don't like it than this sucks. And so, and this ties into other things like the Star Wars prequels, and we won't get into that at all. But I feel like just say you don't like something instead of saying I think this sucks and write it off for anyone to ever like it. Just say it's not for me or I don't like it. You know?
I mean, Colin said in his latest fireside chat with Destin that, like, yeah, of course, everything he says is opinion. Like, I don't need to constantly be saying, oh, in my opinion, this. If I say Star Wars is bad, that's clearly my opinion, you know? Which I think is an interesting take because, yeah, that is true.
But it's also excusing yourself from just saying hateful shit, you know?
Yeah, and also I guess that comes off more in vocal rather than in text. Whereas if you tweet Star Wars is bad, that's like, oh, that's a declaration of Star Wars is bad. Whereas if I tell you Star Wars is bad, you'll probably be like, oh, you just think Star Wars is bad. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I guess context.
In terms of having to always say, oh, in my opinion, like, yeah, if I'm saying something,
I'm not saying that.
That's my opinion.
And like I said, I just choose to say I don't like it. I don't say in my opinion I don't like it. I just say I don't like it. Instead of saying it sucks, I say it's not for me. So, but like I said, I'm not telling you guys that's how you should be. That's just how I personally that's how I am.
Yeah.
So, so what are you guys doing for the Super Bowl? Today is February 4th, which would make today the day that Tom Brady gets his 6th ring, probably. Miguel and I actually did a Sports Guys episode that we posted to the Facebook group yesterday, and that's going to be like a Facebook exclusive thing that I think we do. That's not going to be like on the feed. We might not even do it all the time, but I think we're going to just keep doing that and just put it on the Facebook group. Just
let us know if you like it. Yeah, comment on it and say.
We tried to get you to get on yesterday, and you're like, whoa. So then we tried to get you to chime in. We tried to get you to chime. You were playing Celeste. What are you talking about? And then
on a train.
You had headphones. You could have chimed in on Zoom. And then we tried to get you to chime in with your predictions for the Super Bowl, and then you replied way too late. We were already done. So let's get
trains don't have cell service, but don't you understand? It's underground.
How are you messaging me,
Jeffrey? What was your pick?
Whatever.
Every stop you get a thing. I went Patriots because, like, of course.
And how was your MVP?
I think I made up a name. D's nuts. Yeah, I mean, I used to
4 players in the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady, Gronk, the Eagle, and then the Patriot, of course.
I actually hate you.
Case Keenum. No, but let's dial it back. Let's dial back to
you got the right team, bro.
The fact that you released Case Keenum like that, that was at least as impressive.
Best Super Bowl parties you guys been to. I haven't really done many Super Bowl parties in my adult life. The kind of my favorites were like as kids in elementary and stuff. Was it 2008? Giants Patriots perfect season. 2008, right? Or 2009 technically.
I think it was 2008, and then the Super Bowl was in 2009. I think.
Yeah,
I'm bad with the years because of the fact that it's like the season is in one half and the Super Bowl.
That must have been it though, because I remember that one.
That sounds right.
Whatever. Who cares? That was in my friend's basement. I think it was 8th grade, or no, it must have been 6th or 7th grade, whatever. And that was a blast of the time. That was like my rich ass friend's house that I've never been to, but like we were all going there because the entire grade was going for the Super Bowl party. He had the biggest screen I've ever seen. It must have just been like 60 inches, but at the time it was ginormous. And we all just like huddled like in his big ass living room. Snacked on some pizza, and that was just a great time. I don't think I've ever topped that. And then the fucking Patriots lost, but I was rooting for them. I want to see a perfect season. But what do you guys?
So for me, I went to my buddy's house, who will remain nameless just so that he doesn't get mad at me because he might actually listen to this. He'll know who he is. So we went to my friend's house a couple years ago. It was the year that the Broncos blew out the Panthers. And earlier in the week, I was like, yo, what do you want for liquor? And he's like, oh, give me Cap Morgan. I was like, black or clear? And he's like, clear. And I was like, don't be a bitch. I'm getting you black. And because black's the better. But I ended up I think he actually had his own Cap Morgan. No, Cap Morgan black is actually a fact better. So anyway, oh, shut the fuck up. I'm making a joke. So
callback.
So all in all, we're having fun. We're doing like crazy weird so this friend, he likes to find these weird like made up shots that he just finds on the internet. Like there's like an alien brain where it's like you mix like curacao with what's the red shit? It's like that syrupy shit.
Red syrup.
It's like some kind of liqueur, some kind of red liqueur, and like and then you pour like Bailey's in it, and then it like the way that it falls into it looks like an alien brain. Like he makes these weird shots that aren't really like super alcoholic, but like they're super sweet. But anyways, so he likes to do that type of. So we're doing all that type of shit. We ordered a real lot of food. We're having fun, and then I'm rooting for Peyton Manning because I'm just like it was the year he had like the crazy season. He had like 50-some touchdowns.
So the year before,
that was the year after. So it wasn't the year that the Broncos blew out the Panthers. It was the year the Seahawks blew out the Broncos. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And I'm rooting for Peyton, and then they just get shit on from the beginning of the game. They had that bad snap. The game started with a safety. It was just a terrible, 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 terrible game. And we're like, fuck it. Like, this game is terrible. Let's just fucking go off the rails. So we all start drinking. My friend's playing Peggle 2 with my wife on the couch. Like, they're playing Peggle 2 on Xbox. And he's just, like, sneaking liquor all night. He's, like, hiding a bottle of Bacardi under the table. And, like, anytime anyone would look away, he would, like, take another couple sips. And so he's just fucking wrecked by the end of the night. And so him and my wife are playing Peggle on the couch. I'm sitting on, like, by the table in front of them. Like, I'm eating or something. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I get up. Like, I go to piss or I go more food, something like that. If I didn't move, that might have been the day that I just went ballistic and just went on a murder spree. The second I get up and walk away, this kid, he's like half asleep like this, and then just projectile vomits on the table. If I didn't move, that would have been the day I lost it. And so the entire table is just
from the couch.
From the couch, like it was like a coffee table right in front of him. Like the distance from the mic to me was like that distance.
And talking like maybe 2 feet.
Yeah, maybe a foot and a half. I've never seen someone hurled this much in such a short amount of time. It was fucking disgusting. And so all of us were like, well, I guess the party's over. So we're all leaving. I felt so bad for his dad. Like,
we talking carpet or hardwood?
Carpet.
Ooh.
Most of it was on the table, though, fortunately. Most of it was on the table.
Okay.
But I felt so bad. Like, his dad had to take the table. Like, it's February, so it's cold as shit. And he's like spraying down the table outside on the porch. It was terrible. But, so that's probably the most vivid memory of a Super Bowl party I've ever had. And then, of course, when I was at my best friend Tyler's house and we watched the Steelers beat the Cardinals. That was great.
I used to love that one. Miguel, you got anything?
Not really. Not a big football guy. So I just when the Bears won the Super Bowl, especially after that kick return, it was all exciting and fun. And then we lost.
I do remember that Tampa Super Bowl. When my dad and all his friends, I was like real young, and I just remember fucking what's his name, with the brother. There was the one brother was a receiver for the Giants. The other one was the corner for Tampa Bay.
Okay, brothers.
Tiki Ronde Barber. He had the pick six at the end of the game.
Yeah, I remember
we were all freaking out. We were so excited. It was so cool. It was like the first time that I ever like felt like I was not partying because I wasn't drinking or anything, but like
you never had like your city was never like celebrating a win, right? Because there's no team.
New Haven doesn't shit.
Yeah, like when the Giants won, we had a huge ass parade. I know my brother skipped class with his friend who's like on the film club, and they just did a video. They did a video in which they were interviewing. They're interviewing New York Giant fans, and they said, "Hey, our principal is a Patriots fan. He didn't let us come out today. What do you have to say?" And they're like, "Fuck you, Mr. Altabu." And they just got random-ass New Yorkers drunkenly. They had no idea. They're just yelling, "Fuck you" to this.
What are you doing? Why don't you let us come out here? The Giants won the Super Bowl. What are you doing?
It's funny. But, fun Super Bowl. Patriots probably going to win. I just remember, by the way, 2008, 10 years ago, I was looking for, you could probably see on my Twitter account, Mr. Braun96. I was looking for something, whatever, under my bed, and I stumbled upon like old ticket stubs. I used to fucking collect them like a whatever collector. And for Incredible Hulk and Iron Man in 2008, in May and June.
Beginning of it all. Wow.
I'm like looking at these like, wow, this is crazy. I had no idea
That there would be like 25 movies later.
in 10 years, yeah. And now it's culminating now. And it's like looking at these tickets like, wow. I just had the Jumper ticket. I had the Dark Knight ticket. That's crazy. I saw a shitload of movies.
One of the best movies.
I had a Dark Knight ticket somewhere, and then I think when I moved, I lost it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why did you guys have that?
I just wouldn't. I didn't like keep them out of sentimentality. I just would like throw it on my desk, and it would just stay there.
Oh yeah, no. As a kid, I kept I'm like this box under my bed of just trinkets, trinkets galore from like if I was like 11 years old, I'd go to a zoo or something and get some stupid souvenir. I'd throw it in a box into my bed, and it's like that'd be cool.
Is it sentimental to you, or is it just like why throw it out?
No, it's more sentimental. It's more this like built up belief that like, oh, when I get older, it's gonna be cool to see shit that I like played with and shit that I had as a kid. Because you look at your parents.
Like you don't give a shit about any of that type of stuff.
Yeah, no, but it's like I look at my parents. It's like I don't know what weird things they were playing with in the 60s and 70s, But now I don't know. Here's all my shit. I have a cool rock that's just on my bookshelf that like looks like a hatchet.
You have a rock?
Yeah, it's behind the books. I don't know why I put it there. I guess maybe like
because you're ashamed of it. That's why.
No, dude, I have this. It's a piece of paper that I wrote some story to. I completely forgot. I think Robots and Abraham Lincoln, whatever. I folded it up, tinfoiled it around, taped it, and said, like, keep out, do not touch or something. And I think that's from 2004. And I want to wait 20 years and open that
Jeffrey?
up and see what story I wrote. Yeah, well.
This is going to be fun.
What do you save? A condom? Like your first condom?
Oh, no, that's disgusting. That's grotesque. That's nasty.
I'm just saying, it's sentimental, bro. It's the first time using a condom.
I mean, the closest thing I guess I have to that is a broke-ass calculator that I just have all the broken parts to.
It's not the same, dude. Come on.
What? A calculator?
Yeah, I think it stopped working, so I'm like, oh, let me get the innards of this get all the electrics, And I just broke all the buttons off and like smashed the circuit board in half and then put it in a plastic bag and then threw that in a box under my bed.
Get away to turn that around. All right.
That's like just literally some hoarder shit. That's not.
No, I guess that's the closest to garbage. But no, that's electrics. Just in case let's say you need a prop or something.
I mean, you could argue that the receipt is garbage.
The rock. I guess the rock and the broke ass calculator are probably the weirdest shit.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was like 9 years old, I found a log over by like there was this beach that we would walk over in West Haven, Connecticut. There was like this log that I thought it was so cool because it reminded me of like, I don't know, like it reminded me of something. And I was like, I want to take this log home. And my parents were like, whatever. And then I just stayed at my grandparents' house until it rotted. I was like really, really young though, but it was like a weird thing that happened when I was young.
Kids can make toys out of anything. It's brilliant.
Yeah, but I think you really might be a hoarder. You got a lot of stuff over there.
No, because I'm very like I guess like flimsy. No, that's not really the word. On like shit I hoard. Like I used to have like every box to all my game consoles under my bed, and then randomly like this is a fucking waste of space, and just broke them all down.
I still have some of them. I don't know why I have them.
I just have like the current stuff that I have.
I have my latest. Yeah, I know. Like I used to have like my PS3 box and like an Xbox 360 box. Like that's useless, but like I do keep the PS4 box.
I still have the PS VR box. I don't know why.
Yeah, I have that too. It's over there. I feel like that'd be useful if there's an issue with it and I need to send it back or something.
I just keep I store it in there when I'm not using it. And then
in the box.
You know why I keep the current gen stuff though, like the Xbox One and the PS4 boxes, is because if I ever need to transport it somewhere, it's easier for me to just put it in there and it has the handle on it already and just all fits right in there. The Switch one, for some reason, I have the Switch one still, but it's all free floating and shit. You got to worry about it.
The Switch one's better than the PlayStation one actually, because I think PlayStation. But at the same time,
I have this, so it's like the Switch one. I actually don't have a practical reason for keeping it. I just
you have a case for it.
This he just showed a case, Anthony.
So
I mean, quick note even to listeners: if you're sending your Switch back for repair, Nintendo, they don't provide a box. They say ship it back in any box. We would recommend the one it came with.
That validates my
But for PlayStation, I'm pretty sure they'd send you a box for anything. A pre-shipped box with like cushions in it, and you put whatever device.
It's
I
hard
remember
times
that's
for
definitely-
Nintendo, bro. So I mean,
Yeah, right.
you
They
gotta
can't
save money.
fucking afford cardboard.
They're
Really?
selling it. They're selling cardboard, dude. I mean, they can't.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They start sending you boxes to ship back to them. You fucking keep it, and you get a label right there. You're done.
There you go, dude.
Um,
Oh man.
but yeah, no. On that, even if I was a kid, or even not now, not as much into Labo, just because it's expensive, and I don't have that much creativity as I used to. But if I was a kid, I would be on Labo like a motherfucker.
I'm
Oh
sure
my
if I give you a
God.
couple of drinks, you'll be
I'll
I'll
creative.
play with that shit right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm a 12-year-old at heart.
I don't. I think it's so stupid, dude. My
But it's
No,
not-
I
for,
think
yeah,
it's
no,
really
for,
stupid.
for you, definitely. Even for me, I feel like I might get bored of it after a bit, But
I don't even want to touch it, dude.
no, it does. It looks. I'm like,
I just
intrigued.
wanna
I want to
grab
see it. I
everything
want to
and burn
see
it.
it at a
That's
demo.
what I
You're gonna
wanna
burn
do.
it. That's sick. I want to
Like
see
put
it.
it on
I
you
want
and
to see
then
it in
just turn
function.
it on and just burn
That's-
it. You know.
You might have some issues. You might.
I'm
need
a
to
hoarder. You're an arson. Yeah. What else did we learn
No, I
today?
mean, I just gonna grab
pyromaniac.
that little box and just take it out. I'm like, all right, man.
Stab at it.
Couple stabs there. Like, oh, it's still lasting. All right.
That'd be cool if you could use the box for the Labo as some type of piece. That'd be interesting.
Well, the box for the Switch from the
No,
Switch?
the box for the Labo, like it comes
Oh.
in a box.
I think it's just like
It's
in
sheets. Yeah, no, it's sheets of cards of cardboard, like squares. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
So wait, I saw some things for people are like talking about it because they went and preview it.
Yeah.
So instead of actual, you got for the PS4 the actual wheels like to play Gran Turismo or any
The
driving
Switch
games.
even actually has
You
wheels
could
too.
do the little cardboard
Does.
thingy and use it as that.
Yeah, but I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure
how
only
accurate it is.
only in that game.
Yeah, I know it's just only in that game. But I say someone with the little like Wii or whatever, and they were playing Mario Kart with it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you guys took the cheap way out and used cardboard instead of actually selling a wheel.
They actually do though. They have a Joy-Con
they
wheel.
have wheels. Yeah, they
They're
have
crap,
them.
dude. I mean, they're really.
I mean, any wheel
it's
accessories is
as good as it could be for being a Joy-Con wheel. What are you talking
it's just a
about?
piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Wait, hold
how
on.
would-
You saw
sell the actual wheel.
there are people using Joy-Con
Nobody's
wheels
gonna buy
to play
it.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Yeah.
Do you really
the-
think they're gonna make
No, with Labo wheels, with Labo pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
No,
see
I-
that, but that's cool.
IGN has a piece on it, so
Oh well.
I saw it from there.
Either way, cool. We'll see where that goes.
So yeah, boxes, cardboard, garbage. Now you gotta pay
Yo,
for it.
straight up, no lie. As like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, no, probably younger, probably 5-year-old. I used
Yeah,
to
it's for
fucking
kids.
Eat cardboard.
not eat,
I used to eat fucking
gnaw
glue,
on
dude.
cardboard,
So, I mean,
and that shit was delicious. Cardboard.
That's-
Oh, you bite into a good piece of cardboard and you suck on that. Ooh, you get all the nutrients. I'm not even joking you. I
I
don't know
mean,
how my
I
parents-
used to eat glue.
I don't know how my
parents.
parents let that.
Oh
I must
my
have been
God,
sucking in
that's
some
great.
fucking like toxins or something.
That
but
has to be a T-shirt.
You guys remember that? I remember what it's called. The
had some
marker, like
taste.
a thick black marker that smell
yeah,
really
expo
like.
markers.
Are they? They smell
Yeah.
really good, and they still
Yeah.
smell fucking amazing.
I mean, no, now they got the odor-free ones because too many kids
Oh,
are
dude,
getting
fuck
high
that,
off
dude.
them.
Oh, they're so
Um,
good, dude. I could just like nice little
that
wolf,
one-
and
that
I feel
one-
like great, dude.
With
Like,
sniffing an expo
oh,
marker,
yeah.
you're playing with fire
great.
because if you get the felt too close to your nose, now you got a little stupid ass black mark on your nose, and now everyone knows that you're a mark sniffer.
You gotta stick it in your nostril.
You got to get it in there.
Get it there
Fucking
nice and tight.
you-
You know what I'm
I've
saying?
never actually done that. I just figured that would be the way of doing it.
You sniffed markers though, correct?
I mean, I've like taken a whiff of them. I've never sniffed them to get high.
I've partaken in the
I've,
smelling
taken a
of.
whiff, dude. Like everyone's taken a whiff before. Yeah.
Yeah, you took a hit
But I
or
don't.
two on your
But I
time.
guess the
Give me
people that
give me a hit of that.
like
Give me a hit of that.
Pass around, bro.
I used to
So
take
the
different
people-
colored expo markers, caps, and put them on other colors just to fuck with teachers.
No, I used to like stack them up on top of each other. Like I would take like multiple.
Oh, and then you get the sword. Then you get the expo marker sword. Yeah, and slam another kid with it
That's
during
funny
snack
that you
time.
fuck with teachers, What I never understood is like people that love the smell of gasoline, or when there's like the bus line in middle school or high school, and people would just like take a giant sniff when the buses are like waiting. Like I always thought that was weird.
Exhaust.
Oh, fucking gross.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
dude,
whack.
you know, it would be funny comparing school from elementary school from Mexico to how it is over here. Because I remember I took from kinder to third grade. I was took it in Mexico for those years, and it's way different, dude. The teachers used to ask for permission for the parents to, if you did something stupid or whatever, to hit you with a ruler.
Yeah,
I got a lot of that.
That never happened, but yeah, that's a good topic for next time on Cocktail Hour.
I got some stories on that shit.
School comparisons coming up next.
That actually might be kind of cool to talk about because I had a very interesting childhood when it comes to school. So, all right,
dude.
So
man, I can't wait.
Let's wrap up with actual predictions for the Super Bowl. So, how many times is Chris Collinsworth gonna say? Now, here's a guy. No, you guys didn't get it. All right.
A lot of times.
Okay, let's guess. Final score. Who gets the winning touchdown? Miguel and I did. Who scores the first touchdown, or who gets the winning score? So if it's a kicker, then I guess ask you whatever. And who wins Super Bowl MVP?
Who wants to start first? Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'll go.
Jeffrey, you started it because
I think 27-24.
All about sports.
27-24. Tom Brady. It's going to be a boring game. I think it's going to be kind of back and forth the whole time. No huge plays. But there's going to be an ad that's going to cause uproar, and people are going to be upset about it. That's my prediction.
Always.
Yep. Miguel?
I'm going to keep to my score from last night that we were talking about it.
So you said 31.
I forgot. 31-27, right? I said?
Yeah.
The Eagles. 65-yarder from what's his name? To Alshon Jeffrey, yeah.
Former
that MVP, backup quarterback.
Nick Foles.
Yeet. And he's gonna get paid next season too.
By the Browns.
Probably.
Could you imagine he wins Super Bowl?
Because they're gonna end up messing up again like last year.
So I think that the final score will be 34-31. I'm going to say Philly with the upset. And I'm going to say Fletcher Cox with the Super Bowl MVP because, like I said yesterday, he's going to get 4 sacks on Tom Brady. And he is going to make
I think he needs to get more than 4 sacks to get the MVP.
Oh, I'm saying just 4 sacks in one game? What are you talking about? 4 sacks in the Super Bowl? That's
it's going to be between him or Nick Foles, dude. Nick Foles is going to be the MVP caliber player tonight, dude. He's going to be throwing left and right, bro. Running the ball.
Yeah, because Nick Foles is so mobile. We're getting into the weeds a lot. So by the time this is out, we'll all be wrong, even though 2 of the 3 of us. Even though we all pick different things.
Someone's going to be wrong.
Someone will be wrong. This better not be the one time Jeffrey's right, though, or I'm going to be really upset. This has been Cocktail Hour for the week of February. What's the fuck? I don't know what Wednesday is. The week of February 4th is the day of the Super Bowl. Stay tuned for more content.
7th.
February 7th. Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, so check out our YouTube channel. We have a new series called Peanut Gallery coming out. That's going to be a show where one of us plays a game and the other two kind of rant and jab over the top of that. That's going to be a fun series going on. And we also have a series of one-on-ones that's going to be starting. It started this past Friday, but this week we're going to be having one. It's myself with my good friend Henry from work, and we have a pretty good discussion on Celeste. It's kind of a review discussion. So check that out. And then, of course, the PS Best Friends main podcast. Those will be every Tuesday. As usual, no change to those at all. And let us know if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, what your thoughts are on any of the stuff we're talking about. Jeffrey looks like he's jerking off. And we will catch you all next week.